What's going on, people? Welcome to United View and welcome to a little bit of transfer news on a Boxing Day evening. Hope you guys are doing well, getting ready for the games tomorrow. Hope you've enjoyed the games that have been today as well, because the Premier League has been back. But we had to just drop in a little short, sharp, snappy video, man. The content's content in, the news is news in. And like I said to you guys, we are back. So there's none of this long gaps between stuff. We're back and we're firing, we're ready to go. And when there's something to be discussed, we will do it. And sometimes these little short, sharp, snappy videos, you guys really enjoyed them. You lot put them in the comments before as well, saying that you really enjoyed them. So let's get straight into it. Smash a like on the video and remember to subscribe to the channel if you are new, on our way to 127k. So please help us get to that number as well. Straight in, like you can see it there in the middle of the screen, Cody Gakpo wants move. What's the latest? We've got some stuff from Fabrizio Romano and we've got some stuff from Laurie Whitwell. Some interesting stuff. What we got, Owen?
Indeed, yes. So Fabrizio Romano tweeted earlier today an interesting development, I suppose, when it comes to Cody Gakpo. Obviously, the general consensus is that he will be moving in January, leaving PSV. And Romano tweeted, quote, Cody Gakpo hasn't changed his mind on Manchester United. He was keen on joining last summer, and this is still the case. Discussions with his agents have always been positive. It's on Man United now. Time to decide internally about a 55 to 60 million euro investment. Now, that was expanded upon by Laurie Whitwell from The Athletic, saying that Erik ten Hag's liking for Cody Gakpo has remained. Scouting department staff are aligned in that thinking too. Also, there's been this discussion about them sharing the same agents, same representatives. Laurie Whitwell kind of expanded on that too, saying Ten Hag is with the same agency as Gakpo. The Athletic has been told John Murto met with Kees Vos, the CEO of SEG Agency at Carrington, in the last fortnight. Vos is a regular at Old Trafford, and the pair see each other regularly. You could imagine they see each other regularly because, of course, Erik ten Hag's there. He's the Manchester United manager, so you would have regular contact with his agents. But nowadays, agents don't just represent one person, they represent several. So there's a possibility that the name Cody Gakpo could come up. How much would it cost? We kind of already had personal terms and all that kind of stuff agreed in the summer. What's the latest? And the latest, according to Romano, basically is that Gakpo, his mind hasn't changed. He wants to move to United. It's up to United now. Do they want to spend 55 to 60 million euros? However, that problem is, we saw the numbers recently flex. They went from hundreds of millions of pounds in 2019 in terms of the cash balance to like 24 this past June or past September, whenever it was. So the question, I suppose, is, do you see Manchester United spending that amount of money on one player in January?
I do. It will be difficult. I think this deal will get done, though. I just think that whereas, you get those things of it's this amount of money or nothing, I think it could be they might get quite inventive with the structure of the payments, I think. I think it could be like a 35 million up front, and then they pay the installments in the summer or pay off over the next however long, with it totaling the 50 that they want. But I think we get creative. I think we speak to the bank and whoever it is who's in charge of the funds, because like Laurie Whitwell has alluded to quite a few times about our cash reserve going down to like 24 point something million from what was it, from 124 or something before?
Yeah, it was a lot, just,
something like that.
I mean, from like June to September,
right, it was a really quick turnaround.
Yeah.
So we know we're not, although that sounds crazy as a club of Manchester United's stature, because it's all about readily available funds. Yes, in assets and what the club is worth. The club's, we're trying to sell it for 5-6 billion. I get that. But in terms of in the kitty, petty cash, as you call it, that's literally the best way of putting it in layman's terms. The petty cash pot, when you run your business, is low. Low. Remember, the Glazers didn't take dividends. Do you know what I mean? It's low. And that's with them trying to keep whatever value is left of the club. So they don't want to take even more out. Plus, it isn't there. Burnt for it all. So, and this is going to come out of the summer budget. Yes. What does the summer budget look like? Who is it going to be? Who puts the summer budget there? What owners are going to be? We don't know. But I think they still have to operate as if, that was still the case, because those things are up in the air. So I think it's a case of, 35 up front, with another 15 to come or something like that. Or maybe, like add someone else into the deal or something on loan. A little bit of extra transfer news on top of that. Whilst we're recording, the Athletic have reported, and this is just quite random, that Everton are keen for a loan for Anthony Elanga. And that's just been reported by The Athletic at the time of recording this. I've just seen. Now, I'm not saying that he's going there or he's not, but I'm just saying, could you say, oh, here's Elanga plus 35 million, to PSV, something
Kundo,
like that?
Here's for Kundo. He wants to go anyway.
Do you know what I mean? Like a little bit creative. Now, look, PSV may say, listen, I've seen Facundo. Don't try and think. I've seen Anthony Elanga. We're giving you Gakpo, mate. Don't try that.
Or
give us the money.
They might also say, look, we don't really want to sell Gakpo. We need to. So it's not as if we need any more players coming back in. And
just take him. Yeah,
exactly. We can't afford it. So that might be a part of it as well. Yeah, I mean,
I think we get it done.
Just to add on that quickly, Laurie Whitwell does also then go on to say United could opt for a lower cost, more experienced striker. So I'm with you. I do. My general feeling is, and I've said this for a few weeks now, is that I'm with you. I do feel like this one will happen somehow, some way, but I'm not sure United have yet figured out that somehow, some way, because PSV, rightfully so, will say, well, we financially, we need the money now. And United, the crossroad is they need the money now. We don't really have the money now. So how are they going to mediate that? And this is Man United. And
what would suffice
exactly
for now to tie them over until the summer? What would they be happy with?
Yeah, exactly. And
look, you need money.
You need it.
You might not be afraid to take. If you need 50 million, Owen, now you're in dire. I can listen.
Yeah.
You know that we're the only ones kind of here entertaining this and putting money down on the table. I'll give you 35 now.
Okay.
All right.
That's my worry. I've said this. This is my worry.
I know that's your worry. No, I think we are. I think we're the only ones like gonna come and put money down and take him. I do. I don't think Arsenal want him. I don't think they do. Could be my famous last words. Don't get me wrong. I think Real Madrid is way off it. I think no chance, personally. The Bayern one.
Well, who are Arsenal playing this evening again? Who are they playing this evening?
West Ham.
West Ham. What if they play West Ham? Bear in mind, they haven't been losing games this season. So what happens? They play West Ham, they lose. They go, need an attacking player. A game can. With Man United fans, we've seen it this season. A game can change everything when you're going into the transfer market or you're in the transfer market. Man United nearly bought Arnautovic because they lost to Brighton. Okay, when they started the season. That was real. So all I'm saying is that's my worry, and it might just be paranoia.
Here's my thing on that.
We'll get it done, but it's just.
I do think it is paranoia. Here's my thing. On that comparison, and you hate to do it, but you have to do it. Arsenal are not us. They don't make decisions. They don't make now in this moment that they're in with Mikel Arteta, with a very strict plan, with a very sort of clear thought process of where they want to be and how they want to get there. They won't just waste money. They know that their plan is Gabriel Jesus, and they won't just throw it away for no reason. But he has already said we're going to be active in the January transfer window. I saw that. He did say that.
They're in the title race, though, Flex. That's
right, so they have to. But if he doesn't think Cody Gakpo fits, he won't get him. He won't get him.
But no who's available in January? This is what I keep saying.
They want that Mudryk kid, then they're going to get him.
There's a pool of people available in January.
Their thing is the João Felix and the Mudryk thing. That's the most strong links for them. That's them.
You don't think United, though, when they have those discussions with PSV and they go 55, 60 million, and they go, oh, by the way, you could get João Felix 8 million euros and you don't even have to buy him in the summer. You don't think those at United go, they open up the wallet. I wish I had one on me, and a moth flies out and they go, oh, we don't actually have that much. They're counting that Ronaldo money like 3 or 4 times. They're going,
yeah.
12 million. That's what we've got.
Mate, I'd take that. Mate, if we
as a loan,
would you be angry? Would you be angry if we didn't get Gakpo in this thing and then got thing instead? Got João Felix instead?
You know what the pushback always is? Whenever we talk about money with United, I've seen these comments quite a lot. Why do you care? It's not your money. You hear that all the time, don't you? Why do you care? It's not your money. The issue is, I think you have to be realistic. You have to be try and guess what Man United are going to do. Now, again, stress it. I still do think we will get the deal done, but I think it's very fluid and I think it's very, very fragile because I think United want Gakpo.
You're so worried about this.
I think Eric Ten Hag wants Cody Gakpo. I think John Murtaugh. I think they all want it. I think PSV, they'd ideally want to sign to United. Cody Gakpo wants to go to Manchester United, but it's all about that and burning through it. Richard Arnold will be like, I can't. He said it at the pub. He was looking around going, I can't see it anywhere. I can't see the money anywhere. Where is it?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
and even, do you know what? This is how paranoid I am about this now, Flex, is that even when Romano says that, he hasn't changed his mind. He's really keen on coming. And you're just like, don't let it slip. Don't let it
Oh, and
slip
he's
through your
coming, man. He's
fingers.
coming to Man United. Don't worry. He's coming.
Why would you say it? I feel even worse now. I feel even worse about it.
Because I don't
Actually
ever really
believed
get
he
these
said
good
that.
feelings. He's coming, man. Don't worry. We'll get Gakpo. Look how uncomfortable you are.
I started off the video thinking we were as well. I've kind of talked myself out.
That's what I'm saying. We're gonna get him, bro. Don't worry.
For 55,
if not
60
now,
million.
then the summer. We're getting him. Like I said, we won't pay that up front. There'll be an initial 40 million.
If not now in the summer. You can't say that because he'll be gone in January.
Well, they have to sell. What? Are you saying he's definitely leaving?
Yes.
He just go anywhere. He's definitely leaving PSV.
He's in that pool of players like last January rather, that they were all there and they all ended up moving.
Right, I'll tell you what then. Since you've said that, you shouldn't have said that to me to remind me that, because now I'm going to double down even more. He's definitely coming Man United. I'm going to say he's definitely coming Man United, I think. Because if you're saying that to me...
He said added that on at the end. He's definitely coming, I think.
He's definitely coming Man United, yeah. And the reason why I say that is because Ten Hag won't allow... He will put his foot... Because he knows this is his only chance of getting him. If you're telling me he's gone this January 1,000,000%, or he's going somewhere else, yeah, because he's not staying at PSV, Ten Hag's going to know this is the only time we can get this player and he really wants him. And I think
I'm not saying we won't get anyone in January. I do think we'll get someone. I do.
We're getting Cody Gakpo. You heard it here first. Guaranteed.
Put a percentage on it.
98.
Really?
Yeah. I'm in a good place. I feel 98%.
Yeah. Okay. I was going to say about...
what's your percentage?
No, I'm still like 90. I'm still fairly confident. Confident. I look at that. When I heard that number again, I went, it's a lot. I mean, it's more than the cash reserve, actually, isn't it? It's more than the money we actually have. So where we'll find it, man. Maybe it's like by selling someone like Wan Bissaka. Maybe it is, right? Let's kind of move on a little bit, actually, because there's a little bit more news to talk about, guys. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and let us know what you think about Cody Gakpo. Are you in, the camp that I'm saying we're definitely going to get him? Are you a little bit more reserved? Are you more? Yeah, exactly. Are you more reserved than any of us? Do you not even want him? Are you going crazy, tearing your hair out of why we're not even going for João Felix? Yeah, was it KG the other day was saying he wasn't convinced? I saw that.
He doesn't want. Listen, he's trying to keep it in you. I'm telling you now. I know that guy inside out, right? Well, we all do.
He wants João Felix.
He don't want Gakpo. He don't rate him. I can tell.
He's very much in the João Felix camp. I can tell that.
Yeah,
he's very much in that one.
And do you know what? I'm not against it. That the João Felix camp. João Felix is wicked. I can't believe he's available for 8 million loan. Like. On any normal day, I'm snapping that. Like, I want to snap that up. I want to snap it. 8 million. Oof, I'm having that. But a little bit on some loan moves, and like we're saying, what could potentially happen in January if we just explore them. So there's the thing with Athletic saying that Everton are keen on a loan move for Anthony Elanga, and then also Laurie Whitwell goes on to talk about the right back situation, and he says at right back, United have scouted Bayern Leverkusen's. Manchester City Academy graduate Jeremy Boateng, which we know, not Jeremy Boateng, but is expected that they will only be looking for a loan signing in this position. So we have to look at what's going on there, and then there's a bit more here in terms of Brandon Williams. And he says, Man United are expected to entertain talks over Brandon Williams. It may be that a permanent transfer now makes most sense, with Eric Ten Hag's view of the situation being influential, whilst the loan departure appears likeliest for Wan Bissaka. So he's saying that Wan Bissaka is probably going to get summed up with a loan. It's interesting to see where that leaves us, because does it help us money-wise to go and get someone else? You could argue not really. But then if you look at the Brandon Williams situation, they're looking to sell him. How much would Brandon Williams fetch?
Not a lot.
10?
Not a lot. Maybe 10. Maybe
10, innit? 10.
Yeah, maybe
7 to 10.
Yeah,
it'll be double figures. He's Man United, man. He's played quite a few games in that season.
You say that.
You just get taxed for no reason.
It's not very good at selling.
7 to 10 million, yeah.
7 to 10. It'll be something like that. Again, I said I think he would have probably got sold in the summer if he was fit. And he was in a long-term injury. It wasn't going to happen. Twansebe might be the
Yeah.
same. He might go out in January as well,
Yeah.
permanently. It was just a case of
Does
he
it
isn't
help
fit in the
us?
summer.
So a
Every
loan
little
for Wan
helps. That's what they
Bissaka,
say. Every
sell,
little helps when it comes
yeah,
to the finances. I mean, the right
Elanga
back
loan.
situation, I think Wan Bissaka at this point would only get that loan right back if Wan Bissaka does go. I think, clearly they're not on the Ethan Laird train. They want to leave him at QPR, which is fair enough.
Said
And
that.
I think it might be. Oh, thanks. I think it might be a case of they'll let Wan Bissaka go out on loan if they've got that loan person to come in. But I don't think that would be Frimpong. I think that would be a summer
Yeah.
signing. So I don't know. I don't know
It'll be
who that
someone we
right back
haven't
would
really
be.
thought of or heard of.
Yeah.
It'll be someone just because really think about it this way: we can't let Wan Bissaka go if we're not going to get another one. We
No,
can't
exactly.
because
Yeah,
Brandon
and
Williams
Dallow's
is
injured.
surplus,
Like
and
the
that's
person's
what I
going
mean.
to play.
Dallow is legitimately injured. Yeah, and we don't know how long for.
Mm,
When I saw him come off in that game against Morocco, I saw him holding
yeah,
his hamstring. I was like, oh, here we go. And obviously he isn't back yet. So yeah, we do need a right back, and we can't let Aaron Wan-Bissaka go anywhere until we get one.
yeah.
We can play Malacia there and then Luke Shaw that
Mm,
side and stuff like that. But
but
essentially, we need a right back. You know what I mean?
yeah, the Elanga one's interesting though. The Elanga to
Yeah, it
Everton,
is.
that's interesting because you know what? I think
I
that's
think that's probably
exactly what
about
he
right.
needs. I
Yeah,
think that's exactly what he needs. I think that, as we've said before, I think he did well when he came in last season, but I think he's a decent player that came into a really bad side. So he kind of looked like he might have maybe had a bit more about him than he really does. Once everyone raised their levels to back to their usual levels, you went, oh, maybe he's just not at that level. But it'll be interesting to see what happens. I get the feeling, and I might be wrong, but I get the feeling if he went to Everton, that'd be quite a good fit for him, almost long term. You know what I mean? That kind of
that
level.
kind of stature
Um,
level. Yeah, I
yeah.
think you're looking at him being able to play quite comfortably in mid table teams.
Yeah, I mean, and Frank Lampard's
And
good with
teams that
younger
want to push
players.
off some, yeah,
People that
yeah,
want to
or like a
criticize his
new look
coaching.
Southampton,
Yeah,
maybe
something like that. Something like that. I think people
something
that will go,
like
"Oh,
that.
he's a championship player." I think that's harsh. I don't
Yeah,
think so. I think you're right. I think maybe a lower, league, a lower league sort of Premier League team's maybe about right. But at the same time,
couldn't
Everton's
go
still massive.
Palace, you
Everton's still a
know.
massive club. Everton's a
Yeah,
massive
huge club.
club.
Yeah,
The
and if they
support there
start
is
going in the
huge.
right direction, the things can change. Look what Iwobi's done. He's
Yeah,
changed his whole life around. He's
different position.
midfield maestro. Yeah, he's getting a
Yeah,
new deal. I read the other day, and rightly so. But yeah, I think if you're Anthony Elanga and you're looking at it, you're not playing much. Alejandro Garnacho has now come into the fray. So your game time's going to go down even more. Man United are definitely looking to get a Cody Gakpo or another forward who can play across the front, which
yeah,
arguably that's what Anthony Elanga is. He's someone who can play on the left. Someone who can play on the right. And
yeah.
clearly, obviously, he's been overlooked because we need better in that position.
Mm,
And that's the way the club sees it. Hence why we're in for Cody Gakpo in the first place. So I think if you are him, you are looking over your shoulder going, bloody hell, well, Rashford's come back to form. All right, Sancho's not in there now, but you got Anthony, you got Martial, you got Garnacho, you got Rashford. Now they're going to go and get Gakpo. I'm way down the pecking order.
yeah, yeah,
So that would
yeah.
probably do it.
I still say also as well, because I think Ten Hag would probably say we'd still, even if we let go Alanga and got in Gakpo, Ten Hag would still always say we need more attacking players. We still do. We
Yeah.
still need a striker. Gakpo is not the long-term solution to the striking option, but he is someone that can play across the entire front three, technically front four as a 10-2. And we don't have many players that can do that. We don't.
No,
and it's not
we
just
don't.
it's not just coming off the bench. It's also just in the middle of the game. Ten Hag wants to have teams that are very fluid that can just actually, 20 minutes, just go on the right-hand side or go on the left. Actually, 10 minutes towards the end, just go up front. You can play there. He did that under Louis van Gaal. One game, I think it might have been that Argentina game, he literally played on the right, on the left, up front, and in a 10 throughout the entirety of the game. And it's that kind of versatility. You can't beat that. That is so useful and to maintain a level of quality involved in it. So, again, I've won myself back over now. We're going to do it. We're going to get him. I don't know. Still 90.
Okay, and just to finish off, there were some quotes earlier on from Anthony Martial, who's been talking to the in-house media team. And I just wanted to just share those really, just as a little bit of a news outlet, really, just to share them. Martial on Fernandes, he says, we've also had that that connection between us both. We just have to keep working to improve. He says, as he left to take part in the World Cup, Bruno, I was telling him to make sure he comes back in good shape And he would say, of course, lots of assists coming your way. That's one of the things about sport, that chat, that relationship, that little bit of banter, Marshall also says it's very important to have good connections on the pitch. You also want to know where your teammate is and where he's going to run into space. Bruno knows very well that I might go to take the ball at someone's feet and he will run deep. It's also a kind of little connection that helps you get to know the playing styles of your partner and to evolve and help the team improve. We've got a good team of players with a great dynamic about us, a lot of victories already under our belt. We know we now just have to keep on in those winning ways, and that we've shown in recent matches. And he also says, I do have, this is him on New Year's resolutions, I always have little goals that I set myself, but also I like to keep them to myself. His should just be stay fit.
Yeah, don't get injured.
Just don't get hurt.
Literally, just don't get hurt. So, I mean, he went down a couple of times in the Burnley game, wasn't it? And everyone, you sort of go, even he gives, have you noticed, they'll do a tackle. I mean, he's always done this, when he shoots a defender a bit of a look as if to say, what do you do that for? You know what I mean? But now it's even worse now. It's a look as if to say, do you know how fragile I am? Do not touch me, please. I don't want to spend any more time.
Yeah, and actually, just on him really, really quickly, it would be nice to just get him firing again. I want to get him. He needs a goal ASAP in the Premier League. I know his record was good considering how little he played. He was influencing the game, but now it's about right, it's January now, pretty much, but we've got a busy Christmas period. Let's get him playing all the games. Let's get some goals. Let's get some assists. Or if you're not going to score or assist, let's just have the link-up play, the pass before the pass, whatever. I'm not fussed about how many goals he does score. Like whether he doesn't have to, be unbelievable, which would be great. But if he's contributing to Rashford, if he's contributing to Garnacho and contributing to Anthony, and overall we're just scoring loads of goals, I don't care. Because I just think his connection and his link-up play is actually probably his most potent thing with how Ten Hag wants us to play. The goals will come. So yeah, he looked quite sharp when he shifted it to his left foot and had that shot against Burnley. That looked quite sharp. I could do that one's different. That could have gone in. So yeah, hopefully he picks up. So there you have it. Smash the like, guys, on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Match day tomorrow. Come on, the boys. And we will see you again. Yeah, for match day tomorrow. Hopefully, Man United can go get 3 points as well. We're out of here. Peace.